Immigrant psychology, fear and doubts. As many as 100 million people in the world today have migrated to other countries as a result of war, poverty, or just the dream of a better life. As the number of immigrants has increased, so has controversy about immigration policies. The debate often centers on economic issues, overlooking the psychological concerns of those adjusting to a new culture. Feelings of loss, culture shock, separation from family, and language difficulties can all contribute to distress. Let's talk about psychological issues, fears, and doubts of new immigrants. A. Social context of reception. Socio-ecological model. Ecological approaches acknowledge that behavior does not occur in a vacuum, but is affected by the larger culture and society, as well as the local community and its institutions. Thus, the social climate and receiving environment into which immigrants arrive help shape their experience in and adaptation to America. Assimilation versus multiculturalism. The arrival of a new, racially diverse wave of immigrants to the United States has highlighted the distinctions between assimilation, the melting pot, and multiculturalism, the salad bowl. Those in favor of cultural assimilation believe the best approach is for immigrants and other minority groups to rapidly blend into the dominant culture. They contend adopting the norms and rules of the dominant culture will eliminate ethnic differences, and thus prejudice will be drastically reduced. The immigration debate, xenophobia and discrimination. In the current anti-immigrant climate, xenophobia, hatred or fear of foreigners or strangers or of their politics or culture, and discrimination significantly impact the lives of immigrants. Many immigrants are discriminated against in employment, their neighborhoods, service agencies, and schools. Reasons include immigration status, skin color, language skills, and income and education levels. Immigrants are often negatively stereotyped, and these stereotypes have negative consequences for well-being. Neighborhoods and communities. Neighborhood relationships are particularly critical for new immigrants because many aspects of the new environment can be disorienting. Living in ethnic communities seems to protect immigrants from cultural isolation, which in turn benefits their psychological adjustment. However, pressure to assimilate may be strong outside their ethnic group and lead to discrimination and its negative consequences. B. Acculturation and adaptation. Acculturation and mental health. Acculturation is a multidimensional process that involves changes in many aspects of immigrants' lives, including language, cultural identity, attitudes and values, types of food and music preferred, media use, ethnic pride, ethnic social relations, cultural familiarity, and social customs. Acculturation may occur in stages, with immigrants learning the new language first, followed by behavioral participation in the culture. Acculturation gaps. Family acculturation gaps extend across a variety of parent-child relationships, and immigrant parents and children increasingly live in different cultural worlds. Because immigrant parents are immersed primarily in one cultural context and their children in another, they often know little of their children's lives outside the home. For immigrant children, it can be difficult to live with the expectations and demands of one culture in the home and another at school. Children may not turn to their parents with problems and concerns, believing their parents do not know the culture and its institutions well enough to provide them with good advice or assistance. Social trust and civic engagement. Democratic societies require citizens to interact regularly with each other for political, economic, and social reasons. The current atmosphere of general social distrust in the United States coincides with, and is complicated by, the highest levels of immigration since the last great wave of migration from 1880 to 1920. Trust and civic engagement do not occur in a vacuum. It remains to be seen how the general climate of distrust in the United States and the current crisis over immigration shape immigrant youth's civic trust and engagement. research is needed on how the current political climate influences trust in the culture and future civic engagement.